going to predict that it is, but speaking of predicting,
indeed, we have predictions for the All-American Grand Slam this Saturday. Gents, are you ready? We're going to pick winners. We're going to pick losers. We're going to pick the ones who raise their arms in triumph. We're going to pick the ones who will soak away from the backstage area into their cars and drive home. And Jordan Cruz is only able to win one match. FYI, JP, just to set the ground rules. Sanctioned-wise, at least. So, you guys ready to do some predictions?
Let's roll.
Alrighty, so very first match that we are going to cover, since we are wanting to run through these here. Let's start off with youngster Ricky Reyes, as he's biting off more than he can chew in challenging Paradox. Or do you think that he might have some sort, something up his sleeve and might be able to get a W from one of the hottest stars in AWF right now? Richie, let's have you go first. Ricky Reyes versus Paradox.
You already know what I'm going to say here. Paradox all the way. I'm a huge fan of Paradox. I know he's got a lot of momentum going his way right now. Strong performances. He's overdue for this. He's overdue for another win, and I think Ricky Reyes is who he's going to catch this win on. Strong up-and-comer, very talented, but Paradox is on a different level.
Fair words. JP, Ricky Reyes, and Paradox. Who are you picking?
How can I go against what my main man, Mr. Vegas, just said? I mean, listen, Paradox right now is on a level that is matched by few. You're talking a guy that just took Andy Palafox to the absolute limit and then some. He took him to hell and back. I mean, that's not the type of guy you're wanting to face when you're trying to get your feet wet in the AWF. I mean, I'm sure he'll put up a valiant fight. I'm sure he will. But this is Paradox's to lose.
Right, and you know what? It's a hard pick for me. I'm going to have to go. Ricky Reyes is a strong competitor. I think he's shown a lot of life, a lot of vigor, if you will. I am going to have to pick Paradox as well, so if you're keeping score at home, that is Richie Vegas, Paradox, JP Yaegar, Paradox, and myself, Gabriel Anders, also selecting Paradox 3 across the board. He's just too hot right now. He's just too hot right now, and I'm not good. It's Andy Palafox, the AWF champion, had trouble putting him away and almost, had some opportunities to where he almost was not able to. So I think that Paradox is just too hot right now. He's on too much of a hot streak. Chubby Depp and Joey Hendricks going head to head. Richie, who's your pick pick for winner in this match?
I gotta stick with Chubby Depp. I think he has a lot of momentum going around him right now, regardless of his taste in alcohol or chips. I think he's gonna take Hendricks to the limit, and I mean Hendricks definitely could also pull it off, but I really do have to go with Chubby Depp here. He's got the fans on his side. It's gonna be a battle of two guys who could really get the crowd momentum going, but I think Chubby Depp is gonna take it this time at least.
Okay, so Richie Vegas going for Chubby Depp. JP, we got the dancing shoes on with the dancing man Joey Hendricks and Chubby Depp, but don't rate them on just their dancing talent. Who do you think is taking this one?
Listen, even in a state that ranks 48th out of 50 states in terms of public education, this one should be a no-brainer for you guys as well. This is Joey Hendricks all day, every day. I mean, come on, Chubby, he's fun, he's entertaining. He likes his he has his specific taste in alcohol and food. But, entertainment so far, skill goes another level. And when it comes to skill, sure, Chubby's got his. Chubby certainly is, no dime store ham and egger. But Joey Hendricks is Joey freaking Hendricks. I mean, this is his world, and Chubby's just taking up space in it.
All right, so that's Richie Vegas for Chubby Depp. Joey Hendricks.
You know what?
JP's
JP swayed me. I'm gonna have to switch over to Joey. He's right. He's
really
right.
Okay.
Yeah, JP is truly has the true expertise here, and I have to sway with him.
Okay.
My
Interesting.
man.
Interesting.
My
All right, so Richie Vegas, actually Joey Hendricks, picking Joey Hendricks, as is JP. I'm going to go with Chubby Depp. I think that we are seeing a lot out of him. I think every single match he's getting better and better. I think that I'm gonna go with Chubby Depp for the upset. I think it would be a little bit of an upset too, because I think that on paper, Joey Hendricks takes this, but from what I've been seeing and what I've been feeling in the buildings, guys, like, I think Chubby Deck might be able to sort of utilize the the strength of the fan nation and come away with the victory here. So I gotta go Chubby Depp. And Chubby, thank you for the case of Moosehead. I appreciate it, sir. It'll go down smooth after we get off air, and then
Nothing against Chubby, man. I love Chubby, but I do have to say, when it comes to skill and momentum, and everything that JP said, I have to think about it more, and it's got to be Joey Hendricks.
Okay. So Joey Hendricks, the majority pick to win it here. Next one, Austin Cole taking on his mentor, Chris Evans. JP, I'm going to go over to you for this one. You've had a lot of words of wisdom for Austin Cole. We'll see if he takes it. Who do you think is coming out victorious here on Saturday?
Does the student beat the teacher? Listen, I may have not been in favor of Chris Evans's rankings in this farce of a top 10, but I will not deny Chris Evans's talent, Chris Evans's place in Arizona wrestling history, and where Chris Evans is right now. I think Austin Cole's going to come out there with a ton to prove. I think Austin Cole's going to come out there with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because, he thought he had this alliance, his budding, internship, for lack of a better term, going with Mr. Evans. And Chris did what Chris does, and that's, stabbed him in the back. So there's going to be a little bit of emotion there. But Austin, if you're listening to this, I've been trying to educate you here for the last couple times. I'm going to try it now. Don't let your emotions get the best of you, because you cannot slip up for 1 minute against Chris Evans. He's too damn good. That being said, no disrespect to Austin. I got nothing but respect for you. I got to go with the teacher here, man. I mean, I think Chris Evans has got a few tricks up his sleeve that he's always ready to pull out, and I think he's going to use them here tonight.
Makes a lot of sense. So JP going Chris Evans. Richie, who are you taking in this one?
Not to completely align myself with JP on every pick, but I also got to go Chris Evans' experience. This is Austin Cole's singles debut on the actual main AWF roster, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So it's that the bright lights, the pressure at such a big show, and against his mentor, I gotta go with Chris Evans here. It's not easy to go up against that limelight and win.
And to be honest, I think we're gonna see a hell of a fight. But I'm gonna be in line with you guys. I'm gonna say that both on paper and just from knowing the man for nearly a decade and watching him match after match, I want to say that Austin Cole is going to put up one hell of a fight, but I would say Chris Evans, just since he is the master in this master-sensei relationship, I'm going to have to pick Chris Evans as well. So, alrighty. JP, remember that we are towards the end of the show, so we're going to go ahead. We know your personal feelings, so let's throw to you first for the next one. Jordan Cruz and the returning Ricky Mandel. Who do you have? As if I need to ask.
No, I'm going to pick Ricky Mandel. What kind of nonsensical question is that? This is the most academic no-brainer that's ever hit humankind.
Yeah, so if anybody needs to change or adjust the scorecards, if you're marking a little early, that translates to JP is picking Jordan Cruz. Richie, what is your pick? Jordan Cruz and the returning Ricky Mandel.
Come on, I'm going to go against anybody in the triangle. There's no way that Mandel's talented, don't get me wrong, but there's no way he beats Jordan Cruz. Especially if JP and I are there, he's going to have the momentum of having the triangle by his side. Fat chance. Sorry.
Richie, when did Richie? You're not joining the triangle, are you?
Yes, he
wouldn't be a triangle.
That's right.
It can't be a triangle though, if there's more than 3 people. All right. Anyway,
understand this though. Listen. You understand how architecture works?
I'm disappointed in you, Richie. I understand that. I'm gonna pick Ricky Mandel only because, as hot as Jordan has been in the ring, and as amazing and seeing this one's a tough one for me because everything in my gut makes me want to choose Jordan Cruz. I think the one thing that we're looking at, that we're missing, though, is Ricky is going to be fresh. He has not wrestled in an AWF ring for nearly a year and a half, almost 2 years. I think that with how cerebral Ricky is, with how tactical as he is, I think that he has been awaiting the day, and this is nothing against you, Jordan. I think that any other day, Jordan Cruz takes the boat in this matchup, but I think that anybody who's going against Ricky Mandel in his return, I think, is going to fall victim to his nearly 2 years of planning. So, wait, this isn't right. He was just here recently, so I want to say about six.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say about 3 or 4 months worth of planning, because it's part of an. He explained it to me a little bit, as much as I could understand. So it's actually a part of like a I think he called it the 2 year archetype or something. I don't know. You guys know Ricky, but nonetheless, this is a win that he has been planning 2 years in the making. I think Ricky takes it. Let's move on to the tag team championships. Richie, I'm going to go back to you. Brothers of Wrestling challenging the Real Money Brothers. Who do you have?
Look, rankings don't lie. Almost 2-year-long title reigns don't lie. The brothers are an extremely talented tag team, and they can go out there and in their first match together in quite some time win. But I can't bet against the Real Money Brothers, not in this match. I think if the brothers had a chance to maybe get a tune-up match together beforehand, get some chance to get that teamwork flowing again, other than in just the Fatal 4-Way, it could go their way. But I really think nothing's going to stop RMB from carrying this possibly to the end of this year, too.
Okay, JP, who do you have in this tag team championship match?
This is why I'm proud to be the coach of the Triangle, because you know why? Because Richie Vegas, Jordan Cruz, Donnie Palmer, me being the coach, great minds think alike. He just said everything I could have possibly said and then some. Bottom line is this: for the last couple of years, Evan Daniels and R3 have been doing their own thing. In that time, RMB has established themselves as the premier tag team, not just in AWF, but in professional wrestling today. You can't just come off the shelf after doing your own thing and dancing your own tango and try to go against this blue chip tag team that's knocking everybody off the top of the rankings. And that's one of the few things I do agree with the rankings is where RMB is. I think they will give, honestly, with their expertise, their previous success and domination as a tag team, I think they will give RMB the toughest fight they've ever had as tag champions. But to me, you're not beating this team. You're not beating it. Not coming off the shelf and trying to reunite. Reunited, it feels so good. Well, not in this case. Reunited means you're going to get beat 1, 2, 3. I'm going with the RMB all day.
Okay, so unanimous, and you guys know that the Real Money Brothers, RMB, those have been. I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of what they've done in the. I believe we're up to 681 days. As tag team champions for RMB. I have to say, guys, I studied a lot of the numbers. There's a list of facts that went up on ArizonaWrestlingFederation.com. I was taking a look at it, and I sort of dove into the record books. The Brothers of Wrestling are 3-time champions. They're the only 3-time tag team champions in AWF history, and they're the second, only behind RMB. Cumulatively, they've held it longer than any other tag team outside of RMB. I think the Brothers of Wrestling take this one, guys. I think that I'm going to call the upset of the card. I think the Brothers of Wrestling take the tag team titles in this one. So we'll have to see on that, but I don't know.
It's possible, man.
I think they can do it.
You know how much I like R3. You know how much I like what he does in the ring. And you know how much I enjoy seeing him compete. But, again, you're talking history versus current, right? If you look at the current situation of the card, or of the rankings, you know that RMB hasn't been able to be beaten. They haven't been able to be bested. I mean, if anybody can do it, it's RMB, yes. But the Brothers of Wrestling. If anybody can beat RMB, it's the Brothers of Wrestling. But with practice, it's going to be hard to see them go in there and do it with so much time in between their last tag match.
Yeah, well, time will have to tell. Most certainly, it's going to be one that might be the match of the card too. That'll definitely be something to see. I mean, any match of that we're going over, any of these could be match of the card. We are running low on time, guys, so we're going to go through these ones sort of rapid fire. Women's Championship, Fatal 4-Way. Brittany Brooks defending against Viva Van Volcana and Freya the Slaya. Richie, who do you have?
I think Brittany Brooks goes in there and continues her current reign of momentum. I think she takes the win still. Even without the champion's advantage, she's going to be hard to beat. I'm going to go Brittany Brooks.
Okay, JP, who do you have? Fatal 4-way.
Tough one because Viva Van, one of the greatest women's champions that AWF had, but she's coming back. Listen, Brittany, all the stuff I said about her, I think that it's her night to shine. I think she's looking for that one shining moment that to continue to establish herself as the top chip in the women's division. I think she somehow comes away with this one.
Okay, and I am, and this one's a tough one. I couldn't whittle it down, so I'm gonna say Viva Van, but I'm gonna say Freya the Slayer is sort of the sleeper here. I think that their experience is just too much, especially with Viva Van having held the women's championship for so long and defeated so many competitors. I'd say that I have to go with Viva Van. I think she can take it, and I think that the experience will just be too much for the young Brittany Brooks. I think that she's a competitor, but yeah, I just think that experience will win out on this one. Wildcard Rumble winner this year, Lawrence Tyler, takes on former AWF champion Watson. JP, who do you have in this one?
You know what, Watson is riding his own wave of momentum, but LT is on a different wave. LT is, dare I say, and he's had a Hall of Fame career. He will go down as one of the greatest competitors ever to step foot inside an AWF ring. But I think he's as good now. The streak we're seeing with him now is as good, as strong as we've ever seen. He's going to be a tough night out in the office for anybody, and I think Watson has the ability and the talent to do it, but I just think LT is ascending a little bit higher right now. I think LT picks up the W.
Okay, Richie, who do you have?
I said Watson could potentially take that opportunity coming next month, but I think in this match, there's a lot to prove for Watson, especially against not only someone who was a mentor to him, but also won the Wild Card Rumble over him. I do want to probably put my money on Watson on this one, even with being higher in the rankings and having some momentum on his side already. I think LT's going to have his hands full for sure, and I think Watson could walk away with this one.
I think so too, and actually that's where I'm going. I'm going Watson also, because if you guys have talked to him in the backstage area, if you guys have talked to him in the locker room, he's an angry man right now, and he is wanting to win at all costs.
On the subject of Watson, his faction member that we got to see in action, who was fantastic in the Rumble as well, was Fresco Matic, and having him come down here and possibly on his side, he can come down again at any time and help Watson pick up a victory.
Very true. And then last one, we're looking at JP, Adrian Hawkins and Aiden Cole with Sprayboy Roy in their corner against the Southwest Dream Team, Andy Palafox, current AWF champion, and his tag team partner, Danny G, in this match, one night only. Who are you picking in this match, JP?
It's hard to pick up against the Southwest Dream Team, but will Danny G's mind be on this match, or will Danny G's mind be on that 20 pounds of gold that's strapped around Andy Palafox's waist and wanting his shot at the title? That'll play a big factor here. I'm going to go with Colton Hawkins, man. Hawkins making the big return after almost, 5 years?
Over 5 years. Over 5 years, yep.
Over 5 years, I think that right now they're going to be the more cohesive unit, because I don't know if Danny G's mind's in it. I'm going to go with Hawkins and Colt.
Richie, what do you got?
I haven't gotten to see either of these tag teams in action personally, but I think the fan momentum is going to be too far on the side of the Dream Team. I'm probably going to have to go with Southwest Dream Team on this one.
Yep, and we are just out of time. I am gonna, for this one night only, big match, Hawkins and Colt and SBR. You never know what they're planning. You never know what they have in store, and it's very possible for the last 5 years they've just been brooding on this moment and their return, even in their absence. But with that being said, I'm going to go Southwest Dream Team all the way. Andy and Danny from day one all the way. Those are my thoughts. So let us know what you think by tweeting us at Pro Wrestling AZ on Twitter, or let us know on Facebook on Arizona Wrestling Federation on Facebook, or at ArizonaWrestlingFederation.com.